This is ratios level 3, so we're going to step it up a little bit here. So what we're going to generally look at is groups of people, or groups, which is divided into ratios, you know, depending on gender or whatever, and you have to figure out how many of each type there are. So we're going to have a look at a couple of different variations of it. We're going to look at how these problems work visually, and we're going to solve them with mathematics, kind of, you know, using some mathematical techniques as well. Let's have a look at the first one. So imagine there are 30 people in a group. The ratio of men to women is 3 to 7. How many men and how many women are in the group? Okay, we're going to look at it visually first. So that means that you can make groups for every 3 men, there are 7 women. So you could make a group of 3 men with 7 women, and then another one with 3 men and 7 women, and you can keep doing that until eventually you've used everybody in the group. Okay? So let's look at it. Imagine we're going to make one group. I'm going to make a kind of a square in red to represent a group. So in this group, we're going to put 3 men, 7 women. How many people are in that group in total? There's 10. Okay? So how many of these groups can I make if I have 30 people? I can make 3 of these groups, can't I? 3 men, 7 women, and the same again. 3 men, 7 women. Okay, 10 here, 10 here. Okay, so that means I have a total of 30 people. I've used up all the people which I was given at the very start. Okay, so the question is, how many men are there? Well, there's 3 in this group, 3 in this group, and 3 in this group. 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 men. And women, 7 plus 7 plus 7, 21 women. And if you look at it, it adds up to 30. So let me have a look for a minute at how we would solve that question in a more mathematical way. But this is fine. This you show an understanding. We can make lots of groups, and each group will have 3 men and 7 women. How many of those groups can we make? And we just count them up. The other way to do it is like this. I'm going to draw a line across here in red to show that I'm separating, and I'm going to do it more mathematically. So we said that there was 3 men for every 7 women. That was our ratio. Okay, so that means 3 and 7. So if we look back at what we did earlier on, we saw that each group had 10. Okay, 3 of those 10 were men. So we had 3/10 of the group are men. Okay, because if we look back, look at the group we made. We made a group of 10 here. And 3 of them were men, so 3/10 of the group were men. So I'm going back down. So 3/10 are men, and we know that 7/10 of the group of 30 are women. Okay, how do I solve that, or how do I finish that problem? Well, 3/10 of means 3/10 multiplied by 30. So for men, we have 3 over 10 times 30. You can put the 30 over 1 if you want to and multiply it. Cross cancelling, you're going to get 3 and 1. Works out to be 9, just multiplying fractions like we did before. And you can do the same for women. You can do 7 over 10 multiplied by 30 over 1. But also, if 9 are men, well, the rest are women, which means that the women is 21. Okay? So that's your answer. 21 men, 9 women. Okay? So that's the mathematical way of doing it. Let's just recheck it really quickly. What I decided was, every group is going to have 3 men and 7 women. So that's going to have 10 people in each group. So 3/10 are men and 7/10 are women. So you do 3/10 of 30, 7/10 of 30. Next one. So in this one, you have a class of 24 students. So in this case, we're going to make our groups up. So each group is going to have one A student, is going to have 4 B students, and is going to have 3 C students, right? So let's just look at the question. 24 students. The ratio of A's to B's to C's is 1 to 4 to 3. How many got A's, how many got B's, and how many got C's? Okay? So that's the ratio reduced is 1:4:3. So we're going to split it up into groups. Each group we're going to put 1A, 4 Bs and 3 Cs. And we want to see how many groups we can make from the 24 students. So here's one group, and we've 1A student, 4 B students and 3 C students, which gives me a total of 8 students in total. Now we're going to make up another group. Again, we have 1A, 4B, 3C, that's another 8 students. So 8 plus 8 gives me 16. So I think I can make one more. 1A, 4B, 3C. Okay, so that's another 8 students. We've got 1A student, 4B students, and 3C students. So that's a total of 24. So we've used up all of our 24 students now. So having done this, how many students got A's? Just count them up. Got 1 in each group, 1 in this group, 1 in this group, 1 in this group. So 3 A students in total. How many B students did we have? 4 in this group, 4 in this group, 4 in this group. So that's 12. And how many C students do we have? 3 here, and 3 here. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. So we have 3, and we just add them up. 3 plus 12 plus 9 is 24, so we're doing it correctly. The other way to look at it. So remember, we're going to have 8 people in each group. Okay? 1/8 gets an A, 4/8 gets a B, and 3/8 gets C's. Okay, because there's 8 in each group, and that's the fraction of each group that gets each letter. So, for A's, we're going to do this mathematically. Now remember, there's 2 ways to do it, mathematically or by calculation. We could say that if we want to calculate the students who got A's, what we do is, we know that 1 out of every 8 student gets an A, so 1/8 of the 24, which is 1/8 times 24. You put it over 1, you do your cross cancel, 8 goes into 8 once, goes into 24 3 times. So you end up getting 3 A students. B students, we have 4/8, we said. Okay, because we said 8 in each group, and 4 of them are going to get B's. So 4/8 of 24, which is 4/8 multiplied by 24. 24 over 1, cross cancel again. 1, 3. Top times top, bottom times bottom. We get 12 B students. And from the problem, we know that the rest of them got C's. So we had 3 A's, 12 B's, that's 15 students. So to get C's, we do 24 minus 15 equals 9. And if you check back, that's the exact same answer that we got when we did it, just by drawing it out visually and counting it up. So there's 2 ways to do those problems. And finally, so this one is easier than it looks. So there's party, and there's boys and girls. So the ratio of boys to girls is 4:5. Lucky for the boys. Okay, so this is the ratio when it's reduced. It's 4:5. Remember, we could inflate this ratio. The ratio 4:5 is the same as 8:10, or is the same as 12:15, or it's the same as 16:20. Okay, so 4:5 is, remember, there's an infinite number of ratios we can write like that. Okay, so 4:5 is just these ratios simplified. So we're told then that the number of boys is 32, the number of girls we don't know. So it's 32 to something should give us 4:5. Okay? So if you look at it, what do I have to multiply 4 by to get 32? 8. So if I do that to one side of the ratio, I do it to the other. So it turns out then that the ratio is 32 is to 40. And if you simplify that, 32 to 40 is the same as 4:5. But now look what the question asks you. How many people are at the party in total? Well, the question tells you, or what we've calculated tells us that there's 32 boys plus 40 girls which means 72 people attended the party in total. Okay? So that's pretty much it. That's what level 3 looks like in ratios.